Hello everyone and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. We've got a bit of a quick one for you guys today, only 7 minutes in total. Very fast game, very dynamic game, and because of that we're going to be doing things a little different, looking at neutral and looking at deployments. But if what you want to do is, oh, I've been going a bit too fast there. If what you want to do is go ahead and see how the fight progresses, do skip ahead about a minute or two and you should see the fight start. So on the blue force side of the field, I'm over here on the right playing France, and my ally Lullaby is over here on the left-hand side, I guess west-hand side, and he's playing as Israel. So his deployment is going to be an Auxiliary Preclude, 2 Merkava 3Bs, wonderful, very heavy tanks, and a bunch of infantry in the ever-reliable Zelda transports with a Tiran 5 Blazer and a Macbeth, and then over on the left side, Ramrekis, Zaklam, and Zaklam, so just a light infantry and scouting force, probably headed up to secure either this town and the edge of the woods here or there. Now, my own deployment is a little bit less subtle, which those of you who know me will probably not be surprised by. I have a ton of Leclercs, well, I have a Leclercs, I have a bunch of AMX 10s, either the RC or the RCSP configuration, and a bunch of fast infantry and VABs backed up by a couple of slower ones in the AMX 13 VTTs, with a Crotal on the back just for fun. The idea here is that you attack the far end of Gulf. It's actually surprisingly quick to get there, and particularly when you are as fast as France is, or just a motorized force, and it's a lot longer from the Red 4 deployment zone than most people think. So, most people will look at this map and say, oh, Gulf is so far over next to me, and they don't realize you have to either go up this bridge and across, or all the way from back there, and both of those are, it's quite a distance to go, really, compared to the comparatively forward start here. And it looks like there is going to be the start of the match. Let's just take a look at the Red 4 players for a minute. It's going to be mostly core over on this side, and yeah, so T-72s, that's going to be Kubs as well, Vidras, so probably Czech National, like he was playing the other day. Bit of an interesting choice. Nope, M84AN, oh, that's Vimes. So Czech National and Entente working together, and Vimes is going to be moving over into Bravo and Foxtrot as well. And you can see things are getting on the way very quickly. Like I said, this column is going to Gulf way faster than my opponent is, particularly because those T-72s, this whole column looks to be moving at mechanized speed, which doing that and expecting to get over into this town is maybe a little bit optimistic. You can see the Tantra isn't that far behind, but even that wheeled unit here, so it's 150 kilometers per hour on road, and it doesn't take much to have me get up and into this position. So at this point, I was trying to get everything straight and get everything into the woods here, and well, let's go to my perspective here, and then yeah, so I don't see anything coming quite yet, and the AMX 10s are getting up into the forward positions of the force there to provide scouting, backed up by the Leclerc, who's a little bit slower, or at least, yeah, he's a little slower. Then if we switch over to core, he sees nothing, right? So the Tantra is crossing the bridge and taken out. And that's just the first bit of this whole column, too. So you can see there's a MiG-23ML. I'm not really sure, yeah, okay, air superiority fighters are always good. I think he had a fair bit in the air tab. But that first shot's actually going to prompt his garrison force to move over into the woods, trying to get some sort of better position there, and this is a firing concave, if there ever was one. So AMX 10s shooting, Leclerc shooting, I have another one going around the side as well if it's even needed, and yeah, T-72 M1Ms are pretty strong, they are going to be shooting back, and I do lose one of my AMXs, but the others, it's a number of shots calculation type deal, right? So Legion 90, meanwhile, are protecting here pretty well, along with an AMX 10, so that advance from the side is also going to be stopped. And as if that wasn't enough, we do also have a Kurnos who's going to be headed over here, and this guy, those electro-optical missiles are going to be just brutal. So, yeah, there they are, and core surrendered before they even hit the ground. So, just take a look at the overall battlefield here before we stop. There's 2 mortars, and those guys are sitting behind a single T-72 and 4 men left out of a Motostrelchi team, which means all I have to do, yeah, there's a T-72 up this way, but it's not going to get past Legion and all of this meat in the woods here. All I have to do is take that town, push through probably to the woods here as well, and this side of the field is lost. So even though it does look like Vimes, let's switch to his perspective, see just what's left there. Even though Vimes is doing very well on this side, well, I guess he already has cores units, so I'll switch back. This is a good hold, right? So the M91 Vihor is going to be brutal side shots and anything headed up that way. Przminski spotting, of course, Vidras, Mekhanzovna. That's a good hold there, and there's more coming out, so it could very well be a good fight. But just the amount of destruction already done is just huge. So that is unfortunately going to be the game, and we're going to switch in. We're going to show you guys the kills and losses here. Just in that couple minutes, there was nearly 600 kills, Blue 4 team, and 270 losses for the Red 4 team. Very, very quick, very, very brutal, and the type of game that I very rarely win. I've lost this way before, but this was a new experience. And then we have AMX-10 RCs, just beautiful work. T-72 is a 90-point tank, a couple of Vidras, the PLRK, Kub M4, this guy killed an AA piece that was not supposed to be near the front, and then a lot of work done by the Kurnos, of course. So, alright, well, nice and quick one, but that's what I did in order to get a bit of a surprise video out to you guys around 2 p.m., so if you do have the time to see that, well, I think you're in for a good one. So, thank you guys for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon.